And then, oh yeah, we're streaming live already.
We're streaming live.
Hi, and yes, we're live once again. Okay. It's so strange, hindi po maulang Friday ngayon. Diba? Napansin nyo ba? Hindi po maulang Friday. Mainit. Balik tayo. Talagang, balik sa ano ba ang panahon ng sa Pilipinas. But para namang hindi taga dito, no? As, pero meron ba kayo napapansin sa akin? Correct. Pero meron kayo napapansin sa akin today? I mean, bukod sa pagiging oily face ko today, ano, may napapansin kayo na,
correction,
na iba?
It's not oily skin. May na rin sa it's
glass
skin. Yeah.
Ay, oh my gosh, thank you, VP Apple. Hindi, pero, well, seriously, meron kayo napansin sa akin today na may naiba this KC? You know? Meron ba kayo
longer
naiba?
Hair. You have a longer hair?
Pero, VP Carms, tingnan mo naman kung sinuswag ko today.
Oh,
it's a very nice jacket. Wow.
Of course. But of course, napansin mo nga po. Yes, actually we just launched yung atin pong NCR Tech Partners, Tech Advocacy Partners last month, and we gave away jackets. So ito po yung logo ng PICSPro. And then this one is actually NCR. So we're so happy that we're now joined by 16 tenacious partners in the NCR chapter. But bago yon, nakalimutan kong batiin muna ang aking co-hosts for today from the NCR chapter. We have VP Apple. Hello, hello. VP Carms.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon sa mga
ka-PICSPro.
VP Wana. At syempre nasa background si Arlene. Arlene. So later meron pa tayong kasama, pero syempre introduce ko natin yan mamaya, no, later. So in fact, our topic for today is about digital transformation. Yan, yun yung ating topic today. Sabi nga nila, ito yung yung transformation is, digital transformation is the process of...
Question, nawala ata yung camera.
Nawawala po ba ang aking camera? Okay.
Yeah. Para makita yung jacket. Yan.
Ayan po.
Ang glassy skin with a jacket.
Okay naman. Okay,
ayan.
sige. So, syempre, ang topic po natin ngayon, VP Apple, is about digital transformation. Medyo palasak na term na yan, matagal na yan. Pero, i-remind lang po natin sila, no, sa mga viewers natin ngayon. Yan. Hello, online community. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. So, syempre, digital transformation, ito yung process, no, of creating new or probably modifying yung ating using technology for our business initiatives. Bakit nga po natin ginagawa? Of course, for businesses, number one, to gain a competitive edge. Pangalawa, to increase yung customer experience, no? Or to improve customer experience. At pangatlo, syempre, to increase efficiency. However, syempre, pag ganyan, may mga trade-offs, di ba po? So, trade-offs na may mga significant risks. Ano to? Syempre, as we grow, as we become agile, diyan na ngayon nagkakaroon ng mga possible data breaches or possibly cybersecurity attacks or yung pagkakaroon ng regulatory compliance, di ba? At syempre, yung pagkakaroon ng process, ng disruption sa process, no? Sa operational processes. So that is actually what we're going to talk about today. How do we now balance the innovation and security? So our speaker for today, who will be introduced by our lovely VP for partnership, VP Carms, he will going to talk about how, or probably the tips of how we can manage the trade-off ng innovation and security. So without further ado, VP Carms, may you now please introduce our speaker for today and the topic. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're very fortunate to really have this very high, if I introduce this speaker, no, you will really feel fortunate that he will be speaking to us today, no, in this Kwentuhang Cybersecurity. So Inspira, he's from Inspira, and Inspira is a new technology partner of NCR, and with all the visions and in terms of the advocacy of our PICSPro, so Inspira will definitely be helpful, no, and for us to be able to deliver all this advocacies of PICSPro. So without further introductions and further overview of Inspira, we like to introduce our speaker for today. So Munish, our speaker is Munish Gupta. So Munish has 20 years of experience in the cybersecurity advisory space, delivering and managing enterprise cyber programs. He is currently working as president and head of cybersecurity advisory at Inspira Enterprise. He is also a member of the Forbes Technology Council. Before joining Inspira, he was associated with 𝐕Pro, Infosys, and HCL. His leadership skills were integral to the thriving cyber consulting and advisory at 𝐕Pro and Infosys. He has diverse experience in the areas of cybersecurity, risk management, security architecture, cyber resilience, and compliance, and is recognized among world's top 20 global cybersecurity movers and shakers power list by Cybersecurity Hub in New York last 2022. Munish also has been recognized by CXO TV and News with CXO Security Excellence Award in 2023. He was recognized by CISO Platform as one of India's top security influencer in 2017. In 2022, he was recognized with Cyber Sentinel Award by Enterprise IT World magazine for his contribution to the community. He is also the founding member and co-author of Purple Book Cybersecurity Community in North America. Munish is well known as a thought leader in cybersecurity space and regularly shares his views in various conferences, platforms across the globe. So I'd like to turn this over to Munish to give his presentation to all of you, mga ka-PICSPro.
Appreciate it, and thanks PICSPro team and Camilla for the nice introduction and providing us opportunity, right, as a part of the Philippines business community and cybersecurity professional, providing us the opportunity so that we can share our thought process when it comes to the cybersecurity needs and how Inspira can help in this space. So before getting into details, we are a global organization providing services to the Fortune 500 organizations across the globe. And we are very bullish about our investment, especially in the Philippines. So recently, only last month, we have already, launched our Cyber Fusion Center in Philippines, in Makati area. So that is objective is to make sure that, services when it comes to cybersecurity, considering data privacy and certain laws, be close to the customer and provide best of the breed cybersecurity services. So in today's session, let me share my screen and let me know if you're able to see that. Carmela, I hope you're able to see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet, Munish.
All right.
By the way, while Munish is sharing his screen, hello po sa ating online viewers. Pasensya na po at hindi ko namin kayo nabate. Mamaya na po ang mga pabate. So keep on, commenting na lang doon sa ating FB page. And later on, we're gonna, by the way, may quiz po tayo and we're gonna give away mga ba? VP-CARMs.
Is my screen visible?
Later,
not yet,
it will be a
Munish.
surprise. It will be a surprise on what will
Oh,
be
yeah.
giveaway. So please stay tuned, and we'll do a different ano naman ngayon, mechanics, no, with regards to also the flow of our Kwentuhang Cybersecurity. So later on, for those of you who will also ask, so for the first 3 questions that will be raised by our audience, there will also be a prize. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Although, sorry, Munish, are you now ready to share your screen?
I am, but I think it's not allowing me to share my screen as an access, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I think that
Right.
is also here. It's aligned.
So I think there's certain access issue. Please bear with me. So if you can share my complete screen with all of you. Is it fine if I can send the slide deck to you, Carmela? And
yes, please. Yes, please. And then I'll be the one to share it.
Yeah, so I'm sending it to you right away.
Sige. Habang
I think,
inaayos si Munish.
Press Gen, yeah, while Munish is
Yes po.
fixing slides, maybe we could do the greetings. Kasi dito may
Sige,
mga nagbabiber
yes,
sa akin
sasabihin ko, may
diretso
mga
pa-shout
pabati
out
po
daw.
eh. Sige, sino po bang nagpapa-shoutout? Libre po ang pa-shoutout dito sa PICSPro.
Okay, may nagpapa-shoutout kay Jordan Pilerena. Jordan, our one of our product managers.
Hello,
So,
Jordan.
Hi, Sir Jordan.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Jordan, dami mong bumati sa iyo.
Yeah, and good afternoon po sa mga ka-PICSPro natin sa comment section. And kay VP Sheila, nag-comment po siya. Good afternoon mga ka-PICSPro.
Good afternoon, VP Sheila.
Shout out Anton 7 Hosting, sabi ni Sir MCK.
Ang ating avid viewer, 77 Hosting.
Yes.
Nagamit 77 Hosting, nagamit mo na ba yung napanalunan mong clubs?
Wait lang, Inspira TV is watching daw. Wait lang, may special pabati ako.
Sige,
Hello?
go ahead.
Oo naman. Siyempre, hindi ko, sabi daw, eto may nag-message siya.
Nawala uli yung video mo. Sayang ang pabati.
Ayan, so pabati. Sabi daw ni PJ, he's watching, and also from Inspira. Lahat daw ng Inspira team ay watching, supporting Munish here. Let's cheer him on. And also si Patricia De Los Reyes. Hello, Pat. I miss you. See you next week. I'll be there sa office nyo. DVP Sheila na din. So, sorry, back to you, Munish. I think on the side DVP Apple, can we help Munish? Yeah, Munish.
Yeah, Carmela, I hope you have received bit by now.
Okay. Si VP Carms na lang daw po ang mag-share. So,
I'm still waiting for the file. Did you send it to my corporate email, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the file is big, so let's wait for it.
Perfect. So
maybe you can.
While that is coming, so I think let me continue. Right. Yep. So I think that would be better. So the objective of today's session is that, specific to cybersecurity, when we talk about the challenges or industry challenges, right, or the digital transformation. So post-COVID, we have seen that the traditional organization enterprises like the brick and mortar stores or a typical organization doesn't work. The COVID has shown us that the organizational boundaries are getting very limited, right? And there are remote workforce, people are working remotely now, and there are vendors, and then the support is being provided through various vendors remotely on premise. So what it leads to, the rapid digital transformation in last I think 1 or 2 years, and it's going to be continuing for another couple of years. So while the organizations are rapidly going for a digital adoption, they are going coming online, they are having marketplace, and they're adopting a cloud services so that the user can access it from anywhere, from the comfort of their home, or their corporate office, or while on the go. However, from a security perspective, the organizations or the architectures were not built considering that digital transformation or the new age future architectures. So the key challenges faced by the CISOs are, my existing IT stack is getting more complex, right? And because of that, my threat surface area, it means the surface area where the attacks from a hackers can happen, is getting very large. How to minimize that? The second thing is that, for example, take example of a banks. They wanted to focus more on their core business, which is a banking, financial products, and add value to that. But they might not be cybersecurity or IT expert or logistic expert. So they consume certain services from certain vendors, which is like their third party. There might be logistic partner, there might be some partner for printing of a cards, there might be some partners who might be processing some of their data from a financial perspective. So while the organization to stay relevant and to enhance user experience, while they are leveraging the services of our different vendors, but at the same time it's exposing them for a new age risk or the threat. So for example, let me give you an example. Like, you can have your own house in order, everything in place, but what will happen if the guest is coming in your house and he's a vulnerable, he's bringing the weapon or something else, or maybe while entering your home, right, he's leaving the door open. So what it happens is that your organization is getting more vulnerable with all these vendors. So CISOs, while now they have to take care of their cybersecurity, they have to ensure that they are asking relevant questions from their vendors, that how you are managing the cybersecurity. Can you share certain evidence so that we can be completely sure that because of you, we are not getting more vulnerable, and it's not a more risk or penalties to us. The third thing is that there is a more emphasis on a privacy. So if in the last couple of years, if you take, let's say, the Philippines Data Protection Act, if you talk about Singapore, it has a DEC. In India, they have recently released a Digital Personal Data Protection Act. In California, they have a CCPA, right? So all across while the GDPR was there before, all across the globe, there is an emphasis to increase emphasize on the privacy aspect, so that the users who are trusting the organization sharing their data, that has to be processed and managed in a very secure manner. So that is where it's making more challenging for the organizations or the CISO, how to make sure that the data is being managed in the right way, and it's not hindrance to that organizations, but it's a facilitated. So again, it requires a more effort from a CISO perspective or the organization perspective, and this is how they have to ensure. So I think, Carmela, you got the PDF, so either you can share this, otherwise PPT is also on the way. So while it will be coming, so that's what we were talking about, the challenges. So now what it requires from a CISO or cybersecurity organization perspective. So while the digital transformation is happening, they need to ensure that you know there is a complete, like, a stick with the basics when it comes to cybersecurity, right? Starting with the the foundational building blocks which are required from a security perspective. Carmela, we will come to it. Can you go to the next slide, if you can show while the PPT is on your way? Yeah, we were talking about the industry challenges. Yeah. So I think apologies for that.
Okay,
So Carmela,
let me fix the PDF first, but you can continue.
yeah. So while we have highlighted the certain challenges being faced, so how to navigate that? So as a CISO or the organization, we need to ensure that when it comes to cyber security, we stick with the basics. So let's say there has to be a digital transformation. So the thing is that while you're looking for a digital transformation, one example can be, from on-premise, you wanted to go to the cloud. You wanted to enhance the services. That is your business use case. So aligning with that business use case, we need to make sure that we work on the secure by design principle, where while we are gathering the business requirement, we are putting in place the cybersecurity requirement and the framework for the same with all the building blocks or the domains that we wanted to cover. It can be from a GRC perspective, which is your governance risk management, which specifies, right, while you have to operate in certain geography, right, what compliance standards you have to take care of, what are the regulations, like for example in the Philippines, what are the regulations that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, Carmela, we can see that now. And if you can give me the control so I can move the slides, is it possible?
VP Arlene, can you there?
I request for that.
Can you control it now?
I'm trying for that.
All right.
Yeah, well, we'll come to the Inspira, but yeah. I just wanted to highlight, what organization needs to be taken care of. So whenever we talk about the digital transformation, there are key four pillars. One is your risk as a cyber strategy. Second is your data privacy, and the third one is business continuity and a cyber resilience. So like in COVID, we have seen that, like with the blink of eyes, the organizations have to ensure that their workforce is working from home. They are able to connect from home and able to deliver services. So that was the biggest example highlighting the need of a business continuity and a cyber resilience. The fourth one is security architecture and engineering. So whenever we are going for a digital transformation, our existing architecture, which has been built for the traditional on-premise environment, might not work. So we need to ensure that we are looking at it from a cybersecurity perspective, various layers, starting with what is going to be my future state, what should be the blueprint for that, what is going to be my roadmap, and how we have to leverage that. So risk and cyber strategy, the first area, that is more from a perspective that if I'm going to adopt, let's say, cloud, what are the security regulation compliance regulations we have to take care of it. Do I need to have the cybersecurity assessment to know my requirement? And when I'm moving my applications or the workloads to the cloud, how I can ensure the same enterprise grade security. And it starts with your cyber security strategy and the roadmap, which should have all the the components which are mentioned, like data privacy protection, business continuity, and security architecture. And let me go to the next slide. Carmela, can we move to the next one? Yes, and if you can minimize a bit. So while I have highlighted, right, there is a need for a three or four different areas that requires a focus. But in a nutshell, it has to be one integrated program or a governance model for the organization, so that all these various areas will get integrated together and work perfect. It seems good. So work in a seamless manner. So where it starts with creating a risk management and governance model. So here on the screen, you can say that the security in the organization starts with the top. So we have to have a top-bottom approach where we have to have a consent and the management buy-in, right? So we regard cybersecurity as a high priority, and this is our consent for it. And let's go ahead and make sure that how we can minimize the cyber posture of the organization. So it starts with the corporate governance, then percolate to the business functions. So what of the business unit we have, or the divisions we have, the departments, and then steering committee, making sure that all the different departments within the organizations have a buy-in, they get involved, and then further breaking that down across various areas like risk and compliance. Within risk and compliance, we have to ensure that we are taking care of the policy framework. Until or unless you have the policies, it will be very difficult to track how the deployment is being done, how your vendors or how your different teams are implementing something, because then there won't be any yardstick of what is good or bad for them to gauge. So the starts with the policy framework, and then we have to have a mechanism for risk assessment or a risk identification in the organization to ensure that there is a method to the madness, and we are ensuring that for all the areas, be it the privacy impact or remediation activities, we have the clear path and the plan. The another key area, third party risk management, which I have mentioned before also, that your house might be in order, but the vendor might be bringing a risk to you. So we need to ensure that as an organization, we know the kind of our vendors we have, the number of vendors, critical one, medium, and the simple one, and the kind of services that we are consuming. And we need to make sure that based on that, there is a method to on a repetitive basis to gauge their security posture so that it can't be risk to the us. The another one I was mentioning before, the business continuity will come because it needs to ensure that for all the workload or the facility that you have, that there is a business continuity planning, disaster recovery in place, and the crisis management. So when I'm saying crisis management, putting in a place a structure to ensure that whenever event is happening, there is a clear roles and responsibility. Who is going to inform media? Who is going to talk to the local, the fire services or the police services or the local administration to inform about the incident and to seek help to minimize that event or incident, and to make sure that to have a contract in place for a retainer services for certain specialized companies or the vendors, be for forensic or something, so that in case of an incident, right, it is being well documented, being contained, and then the lessons are being learned to make sure that it won't happen again. Another thing, security architecture, we have spoken about. The key thing is that when we have to look at the holistic security is security operations or the management of that will be the another key aspect. You can build building blocks, you have a framework in place, strategy implementation is being done, but then as a repetitive ongoing process from a security perspective, we need to make sure that we have the clear operations framework, roles and responsibility reporting mechanism, incident management process in place, so that while we have the basic building blocks in place, but as a continuous level, how we are ensuring upkeep of our security. And the second thing is that based on the learning pattern, how we are improving it on a month by month or the year on year basis to minimize certain repetitive incident, doing a root cause analysis, and then providing the services. So Kamala, can we have to the next one? Yeah, so it's about overall service flow. Like whenever you have to get into the digital transformations, it requires a clear program with a clear service flow, where we need to know that existing security risk level, identify security capabilities, implement a security program, and taking it to the next maturity level. So now coming to the Inspira, uh, we are helping organizations across the globe. In North America and Philippines, we are doing a lot of work in cybersecurity space, because at the end of the day, Inspira is a cybersecurity service organizations. So we do only cybersecurity and we do it right, or we will try to do it right. So we have around. So can we come to Carmela to the first few slides about Inspira so that we can start with the profile? Yeah. So we are around 12 years of experience in this domain. We started somewhere in that 2011, and currently our headquarters is in Mumbai, India, but we are operating for North America. Like we have office there in Dallas, Texas. In Middle East, we are working in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Africa region, and in Asian region, we are already there big time in Philippines, Singapore, and the next target is that we might be getting into the Australia and the Japan. And India, of course, we are already providing the services to the top 5 banks, top energy companies all across the globe. So currently we have 5 cyber fusion centers across the world. So when we are saying cyber fusion center, these are our, the localized cyber fusion centers to provide managed security services, or to continuously for our clients or potential clients to continuously monitor their cyber risk posture, deliver services locally to them, so that they will get a flavor of a local language, culture, plus the global experience. So it will be kind of a blended teams for your local Philippines, plus the global experience, or the global team supporting over there. So we have 5 cyber fusion center. We have more than 550 plus active clients spanning across 10 plus countries. We are already 1700 plus, and we are growing our cybersecurity teams on a, I think, rapid basis, on a day-to-day basis. And when it comes to the partner ecosystem or the network, we work with almost every partner you can think of: Microsoft, AWS, Savient, Zscaler, Amazon, Palo Alto, ServiceNow, CrowdStrike. So we have the skill, and we work with all the partners. So what it means that while we will be product agnostic, but for individual client requirement, or based on the best fit analysis, we can support any technology implementation. So can we have the next one? And I think I just don't want to say it for the sake of it that we do it better, but whatever we are doing in the cybersecurity space has already been recognized across the board by different rating agencies and the different partners. So for example, you can see that the Microsoft, we were the winner of their global Sentinel hackathon cybersecured, award we have received. We are being known as a top 20 250, the MSSP providers across the globe. Nazumi Network, which is more on the IT/OT, we are their emerging player of the year for Asian region, right? So Splunk, we are the partner. Forrester, McAfee. So whatever you can think of, we have demonstrated through our services that we can try to add value. So when I'm saying the value, we are just not bringing uh, people on the ground as a part of services. While we are doing that, and we are bringing in the industry best credentials of people, but at the same time our teams are continuously working on creating reusable artifacts for our clients, which can be for example, if we have to do assessment for our client, right, we already have every nut and bolt in place, like a maturity rating, the calculator. We have the questionnaires predefined, aligned with the industry standard NIST 853. Then in certain cases we are bringing the automation into the picture, so where even for assessments we have certain tools, where we can take the inputs through your API and provide your result within a days and a weeks, instead of taking months. So those are the things that we can bring onto the table. So Carmela, can we have the next one? Yeah. So while I was highlighting the challenges faced by the various CISOs across different areas, and it requires a holistic approach. You can't have a piecemeal approach when it comes to cybersecurity. So that's what I would like to highlight. When it comes to industry, we have credentials across banking, technology, healthcare, consumer, energy, and public sector. And especially in the Philippines, we are very excited to support public sector and private sector, where we are already engaged. So another thing is that when we are saying cybersecurity services, we are what we're trying to say is that we cover the whole 9 yards. So, Carol, can we have the yeah? So when I'm saying whole 9 yard, it means that we cater to cyber advisory, cyber transformation, and cyber operations. So what it means is that we are just not telling to our clients that here is a problem. We have done the assessment. Here is the problem, and you have to do this. No, we are just not doing the assessment and moving away. We are also saying that this is the problem, this is the solution, and this is the best way of doing it. Let us do it that for you. And that's where I think we are engaged providing a implementation for a certain cyber transformations where the different areas, be it your Microsoft security, be it your digital identity or IT/OT security, we are helping implement it in effective, the manner, with definitely with the operational efficiencies in terms of a cost as compared to the big names, and at the same time augmented by our value add in terms of our center of excellence in cybersecurity, the kind of automation and the accelerators we are bringing onto the table. And the last one is something has been implemented, but somebody has to make sure that it is being managed, operations are being repetitive, it's a big maturity is being increased, and how it has to manage. So for that we have a 5 cyber fusion centers across the globe uh, to provide services to monitor on a real time basis, right? Whether there is an incident, whether what is the cyber posture of your organization. So this is how we are covering the whole 9 yard when it comes to cyber security. So Carmela, can we go to the next one, the last one? If you can move certain slides. Sorry, I won't be able to. The next one, yep. Yes, so I think I'll just show and tell. All right, so for any area, so you can bring any cybersecurity area or to all that organization. So that's what I was saying. We already have the engagement profile depending on that kind of a business need will be there. So, for example, on your screen, you can see that that is for one of the FedRAMP assessment, or which is some kind of a assessment. It's going to take 6 weeks, but how it has to happen, what will be needed from within the organization, what we're going to do, what will be the activities. So these are kind of a readiness we are bringing onto the table based on our global experience, so that we don't have to spend too much time on a deliberating or a brainstorming certain things which are already being done across the globe in a manner, and sharing that experience especially for the Philippines community. Carmela, can we have the next one? And when it comes to the cybersecurity credentials across certain domains, so this is how you can see that some of our domains which highlights the kind of a credentials or experience, be it a SAPSA from a security architecture, or be it privacy, be it maturity benchmarking or ISO 27000. So we have that mix of professionals across the board. And this is now, I think most of you are cybersecurity professionals, are aligned or are they familiar with the NIST, CSF or ISO, methodology. So that's what we take as a reference framework, and support any standard you bring onto the table. Like it can be ISO 27000, 22301 for business continuity, or the PCI DSS, version 4 for a payment card. So, or healthcare HIPAA. So we support almost any standard, and this is what the approach that we leverage, where it starts with knowing your data, knowing your customer, because you can protect or define some controls for the organization only if you know the problem. So to identify the problem, first thing we have to ensure that we knowing our data, knowing our assets in the organization, and then mapping that with the problem, the problem, like whether it's updated, whether it's rightly configured, what are my existing controls, what is my threat posture, right? Whether my business continuity plan that is there is updated in the last 4 or 5 year or not, and whether it's relevant or not. So this is how making sure that putting a process, identify, the protect, detect, respond, and recover. So this is how we do it, leveraging technology and the manual effort by certain people, our professionals, gap assessment, recommendations, and I'm again mentioning, it can be any standard. So Carmela, before we ask for the question, can we have the next one? So it might be very small. So this is assessments being done to carve out the future state. When we talk about the future state, is that for the organization, we need to ensure that all the different layers, be it data, be it network, be it your perimeter, be it your endpoints, and being covered and the mapped with the various security controls that has to be there. So now coming to the last slide, the next one, how we provide our services or the various methods we have. So it can be the various delivery models. So in certain case, the clients are only customer owned, where they're expecting some additional resources or professional to augment their existing team on a time and material basis. The second one, which will be more hybrid in a nature, the package offering on a fixed price basis. All right. And the third one is the complete managed by Inspira, where we bring the technology, where we manage the operations on a day-to-day basis. So as an IT cybersecurity service company, we are highly agile, adaptable as per customer needs. So irrespective of your needs and the kind of cybersecurity requirements you have, we'll be more than happy to cater to those requirements. So considering the 315, sorry, considering the time frame, I think that was about Inspira and what we're doing in this space. And we're very excited to further support the Philippines, the PICSPro community in any way we can do, and to serve, the organization in this region. So now I will be open to any questions.
All right. Thank you very much, Munish. That was very insightful, and we've learned a lot about, how you can really help the other companies as in terms of your SOC, and in terms of your different domain expertise, right? Okay, so do you have any questions, Wana? Do you have any questions there from our audience? So for those who will ask question, there's a prize. It's a surprise.
Yes, po, BP Garm. So yeah, we have a question from the comment section from Sir Ben Isra. Can you hear me? Munish?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
the question is, do you have a specific security service scope for small or medium enterprise companies? Does it differ from large corporate companies?
All right. So answer to that is that we don't, I would say, the differentiate that much between the large companies and small and medium. So whatever the service catalog I was sharing, that we offer to the small organizations also. And our objective is that we wanted to make cybersecurity services affordable to the broader community. So that's why small organization, they can expect similar kind of a services, but more affordable way, right? So that's our view. We don't discriminate between the large and the small. It's only that the product selections and other things might vary depending on the organization threat footprint if it's a small, but we cover and we are excited to support small organizations as well. Does it answer your question?
Well, Sir Ben is in the audience, so maybe he said, thank you, Munish. Yeah, so I guess it answers his question. So we also have another one from Sir Darwin Tejerero. He was asking, in the outsourced delivery model, how does Inspira inform your clients like protocol in place?
Yeah, so there are 2 or 3 different ways for outsourced services when we talk about the managed security services. So first thing is that we provide a dashboard to the client, the key client stakeholders, so so that they can view it at any time, what is their threat posture looks like, and there will be repetitive reporting on a daily basis and the weekly basis for certain parameters. Another thing is that as a part of the onboarding, the key client stakeholders for sharing certain information, it can be breach, it can be your P1 event, It will be notification via SMS, on the call will be given. So this is how we ensure across the organization at certain levels, we have communication channels in place.
All right. So I hope, Sir Darwin, it answers your questions. So for more questions from the audience, just let us know. You can comment in the comment sections. Yeah. But I think we have one question for Sir Apple. Sir Apple, how to join PICSPro daw po? Would there be like free or cheap training in cybersecurity? Is there any cheap certification exam for the beginner? So we will soon have some programs for that, right, Sir Apple? Question.
Yes.
So we will just stay tuned in our FB page. We will let you know, guys.
Yes, so stay tuned on our FB page for more announcement on trainings and certification. Definitely, if you're a member of PICSPro, there are discounted certifications versus getting it directly from those certifying bodies. Okay, and for to join PICSPro, we'll message you directly. Private message kami sa inyo. Okay, we got your name. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So for those who ask the questions, no, so please send your number and complete names, right? So we will send you 500 GCash. Here.
Next
Wow.
naman.
Just to ask the question, you will get the 500
Yes, yes.
Oh my
So that is-
God.
So that is how you will see, no, na nakikinig yung mga ka-PICSPro natin.
Wow.
Diba?
So, BP Carms, meron pa pong question from the audience. Can we still get
Sige. So I think, so we will not go with a quiz. Okay, so we'll ask a question. So Munish,
okay.
let's take the opportunity, no? Let's take this opportunity for you to ask Munish.
Yeah. Okay. So a while ago we had two questions regarding about the presentation. So now we have one more from Miss Arlene Villegas. So she says, now that Inspira belongs to the growing PICSPro family and its advocacy, what can you say about the future of cybersecurity in the Philippines, and what more can we contribute to the expansion and evangelization of our advocacy?
Well, that's a very good question, I would say. So I would say when it comes to the future of cybersecurity in Philippines, we are very bullish. So we can definitely see that in the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to expand rapidly, and you will be seeing that more and more organizations are talking about it. And the only reason, right, why instead of other countries, why we are bullish and investing, especially in the Philippines, because there is a growing awareness. Growing corporate awareness is also there about the cybersecurity. So the C-level people are ensuring that they are having the dedicated budget, dedicated teams in place, and their objective is that how we can minimize the cyber posture. So that way the future is very good, and I think we need to make sure that at least the junior people or the students coming from the universities, we should encourage them to learn more about the cybersecurity so that they can help us in future as a part of our contribution back to the community.
Yeah, in fact, Munish, I would like to thank you and congratulate Inspira because you're sharing your multi-million investment cybersecurity talents in the Philippines. Congratulations in launching your 5th cybersecurity facility in the Philippines and for giving jobs to my co-Filipinos. So thank you for that initiative.
Appreciate it. So, yep.
So I think we can accommodate one last question, VP Wana, before we go to our tradition na rin sa NCR Core, no, whenever we do our our Kwentuhang Cybersecurity, is that we have our key takeaway from our very own VP Apple. So before we go to VP Apple, one last question, and I think may nagtatanong dito, VP Wana, paka-direct message na lang yung where do we send our GCash number daw. Ganon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sige po. I'll just
Alright.
screenshot their names and then we'll do the direct message.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll just speak one more question from those who did not ask a while ago. So I have here MCK NTN. He was asking, what are the challenges while implementing a cybersecurity program, considering existing plan or strategy is in place?
So the key challenge is like you might have a strategy and the roadmap in a place, but the thing is that operationalization of that strategy, putting that into real thing, the key challenge is faced by organization is that the lack of the right skill set or the people, to deliver that. Most of the time they have in-house, the lack of challenge. And another thing is that while the strategy and the roadmap defines that it has to be done, the key challenge is that operationalization requires key three things: people, process, and technology, right? So while I've seen that few are very good at the technology, incorporation. Few are good with the people, and few with the process. But to make sure that it's an effective realization of that strategy, we have to target three pillars: people, process, technology, at the same time, making sure that you have the right skill set within the organization or via your vendors, you have the process in place, and then your technology implementation is completely aligned with that process so that the results can be measurable and the outcome can be seen, measured, and based on that the next action can be placed. So let's invest into all these three areas, especially in the people and the process.
Very
Agree
well
on
said.
that. So BT Carms, it's already 5
agree.
minutes
Yeah,
before 6.
fully agree, Munish, on that one. Though there are still a lot of questions, no, but we cannot accommodate any more questions because we're down to like 4 minutes before we end our Kwentuhang cybersecurity for today. Pero, okay, pa-excite muna natin kayo. Before our main key takeaway person, okay,
Ako kinakabahan pagka si Carmela nag-i-introduce.
we pass it first to VP Rock. Okay, so what can you impart to our viewers today based on what we've heard from Munish?
Well, thank you, Munish. It was a very inspiring talk for today. Well, for me, three things. Well, a well thought of cybersecurity framework to protect the customer and the organization should be in place before any technology can be implemented. Another, well, it's in relation to this, cybersecurity should align with business goals, which means immediately identifying the risks and what measures should be in place to minimize vulnerabilities. And lastly, we should not digitize without protection. So I think with Inspira's expertise and services, this can be addressed and achieved. Thank you again, Munish.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Okay, so VP
Okay,
Apple.
Okay. For me again, thank you, Munish, for investing in our people and for investing in the Philippines. I mean, together, we always say that when it comes to cybersecurity or the cyberspace, there's actually no boundaries. So there's no country when we talk about cybersecurity or cyberspace. Now, for my key takeaways are really just two things, and this is what Munish said earlier, is about making sure that our systems have security part of the security design up front, or most of the times the nowadays used word is shift left strategy. When from the very start, security should have been considered. And then second would be so if there's a shift left, there should also be what we call doing it right in production. So when you talk about doing it right in production, you should have the proper processes, the right talents in place to secure your operations. And again, to echo what Munish has said in terms of the lack of talent, I think it's the challenge of the entire global cybersecurity organization right now. It's really having more talents, more defenders to fight off the threat actors and perpetrators. And that would be my segue for all of those who might be listening, who are still in their college days or college years. Please consider joining the cybersecurity force. And it's fun, and you will learn a lot from different aspects, and likewise help our community.
All
VP
right.
Carms?
Yes, thank you, VP Apple, and very well said. And to those, there are a lot of inquiries, no, with regards to how can they join PICSPro. So stay tuned, and maybe we can also announce it in FB, right? In terms in Facebook on how they can join the NCR chapter. So Press Jen, we're down to 1 minute, so I think we can give this back to it's 6 p.m.
Yeah.
already. Okay.
6 p.m. Yeah, I mean,
Jen,
VP
we're on the
Carms,
dot.
thank you, Munish, by the way, for spending your time with us. Very informative Friday once again. Very insightful. Pero sabi nga ni Munish and VP Apple that cybersecurity has no boundaries. So that means to say that mag-weekend pero patuloy pa rin po ang cybersecurity. Ibig sabihin that we must be aware, we must be ready, we must be well informed. So kaya nga dito sa PICSPro, patuloy that nag-share tayo ng information and insights, at ang lagi namin binibitawan dito sa cybersecurity, happy lang,
walang
weekend.
Bye everyone.
Thanks, Munish.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Have a nice
Thank
weekend.
you,
Take care.
Inspira, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely. Take care.
Afternoon. Salamat.